Can the direction of your home affect the value? Very, very soft notes here. It's very deceiving to think that every home has a specific direction that will sell for more. I don't know. So look, I understand that there's certain ethnicities and there's the feng shui and there's like all these different things, and certain people want a house that faces east. My house faces east. But does it stop the buyer from buying a house? I don't think so. I know that there's a lot of people that believe in this and they still own homes that face west. Does it affect the value? I think it's kind of like a soft thing. Like, do you want a pool? Well, no, I don't want a pool, but if it has a pool, I'll take it. I'm not going to pay extra for it. Or, does the feng shui matter? Well, you can change the feng shui of a home. If it has horrible feng shui, you have things that you can block the evil spirits and the money spirits from coming, all that other stuff. You can do stuff to a house that makes that change, but you can't change the direction of a house. And here's the thing. You give me a house, you let me do what I'm going to do with it, and I'll sell your house. Is it going to be the best, most incredible price? If the market says yes, yeah. If your house is in completely perfect condition, yeah. But if your house is a piece of crap, your house isn't going to sell. Period. Ryan Lundquist, my muse, an appraiser up in Sacramento. I follow him on Facebook. He's got some great information. He gets great charts and great information. And today I'm talking about this interview he had with a new home builder up in Sacramento in Folsom Ranch. If you're interested in looking, let me know. We'll go up and take a look. I've been known to go up to Sacramento to help sell houses. Just kind of do something like that if it's somebody that I feel comfortable with. New construction sales in Sacramento region are down, hugely down. Just so you know, it's a great time to buy. Rates just came down. We're talking about that today. Who's been buying in Folsom Ranch? Early on, we saw a lot of Bay Area transplants, people taking advantage of remote work, right? That was early on. That was years ago. This is an older development, not older, an older build, new build development. It's very well established. So have you missed the onslaught of it? Yeah, you missed the early. I always say if you're going to buy into a housing development, your best buy is the first one, because they're brand new and every next phase they go up a little bit. So, but right now I think there's some deals to be had. Matter of fact, I know that there's cuts in certain other places in Rockland area, and they're cutting and they're giving massive discounts or concessions to get people into the house because they have to sell their houses. Their investors are expecting that money. One of the most important, often overlooked, is buyer preference. Folsom Ranch is a home orientation, especially when it comes to south-facing homes. Whether or not a buyer personally cares about direction, the market clearly does. That's what this guy's saying. South-facing homes are often the ones sitting longer, and they're frequently what builders offer as quick move-ins with large incentives. They tend to be more common in builder inventory, which makes them less unique. As a result, even if orientation isn't a factor for a particular buyer today, it will impact the resale. I don't think so. I call BS. Because if all your living is on the back end of the house and your house is facing south and you're getting the summer sun, yes, it's going to be hot in the front area of the house, but you're not spending a lot of time in the front area of the house. You're spending it more in the back area of the house. So that's just a mindset. And if they have it set up that way, that's wrong thinking. So that is what sells houses today. The community. If your community, let me see if I can open this up here. For some reason, it's not coming. There. You have the community center with a pool, you have a restaurant, you have clubs, you have tennis and pickleball, you have a workout room, you have all these amenities to you. And that's what communities are looking for. Look, if you're going to buy into a house that has a community, and you're paying HOAs, it better look nice like this. Otherwise, you're not paying into it. We're looking at houses right now with HOAs of $750 a month for nothing in Santa Clara County. It's ridiculous. HOAs have gotten completely out of hand here in California. There's no regulation. They're doing whatever the hell they want. And unless they're well kept and well maintained, and they have a mindset of keeping the HOA fees low, you're screwing yourself getting into a situation like this, especially in older communities where they're consistently going up because insurance rate goes up or whatever reason. If you're paying anything more like $350, there's something wrong with the management of that HOA, and it needs to be researched. When I go and work with HOA or sell a house in an HOA, whether it's a condo or townhouse or what have you, there's a lady that will actually do an audit on everything and tell you what's right with the documents and how they run their business and what's wrong with it. And it's a disclosure that you need to know about, especially if your HOAs are expensive. Anything over $350, it's runaway. They have no control over that. So just be careful. But something like this is worth the while, I tell you, because you get to enjoy it. You get the community together here and you enjoy it. I put my parents into a retirement community in Henderson, Nevada, and we went to the community last week, and we enjoyed it. We got to see it a little bit, and they're fixing it up, and their dues are $75 a month. And I tell you, why are their dues only $75 a month where we're paying $750 for an old dilapidated townhouse? It doesn't make sense to me, because California needs to have regulations over that. Anyway, going back to the whole thing, does it affect? It might affect some buyers, but there's a buyer for every house at the price that they want to pay, right? When the market's hot, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been rumors trickling around about getting interest rates down to 1%, which is stupid, because you're just going to have a firestorm and affordability will go out the other way because you can't afford to buy a $10 million house. When there's more buyers, there's more competition, prices go up. 1% would hurt the market altogether. It would create massive inflation. It's bad. But we did see rates come down. We're down to 6.68 unquoted for a 30-year jumbo, which is amazing. This is in anticipation for the FOMC testimony over this next week or at the end of September. We're expecting rates to come down even further. 6.68, you can buy it down a point and get closer to 5.5. See, people are getting quotes 6% right now for half a point. Full point here for 6%. Go 2%. If you do 2 points, what would that look like? You're down below 6%. We're on parity. So we're actually back in the action right now. We're starting to pump up the volume of buyers. And now that rates are coming down, buyers are going to enter the market again. If we see this go down to 6%, that means this will be down to 5.5%. And I've been telling you that our parity, where we make buyers happy, is 5.5%. Period. Okay. 4 reasons to redo your master bath. Let's do this. 4 reasons to redo your master bath. Now, sellers always come to me and say, should I redo the kitchen before I sell my house? No, you should have redone your kitchen 5-6 years ago and enjoyed it. It's the same thing with your bathrooms. You should do it before you sell, years before you sell, so that you can enjoy it. You're not going to get the ROI, especially if you have a contractor come in and do it and charge you $50,000 for a new bathroom. You're not going to get the ROI out of that. You're not going to get the ROI out of a kitchen. If you want to have a nice kitchen and enjoy it, do it. And that will be a selling point when you go to sell your house. But don't do it before you do it, because you're going to spend $50,000, $75,000 on a kitchen and you're only going to get $40,000, $50,000 out of it. You're going to get negative ROI out of it because of the cost of labor is so high, because the cost of materials are so high. You better get some utility out of it to make it worthwhile. What happens if you sell your house and it's not updated? Well, lower the price to attract the buyers. There's a buyer for every house at a certain price. If your house is at a premium, if your house is listed at a premium and there's a lot of work that needs to be done, buyers will take their attitude, their purchasing power, and buy something else. It's common sense. Let me ask you this. If you have a pot of gold and a pot of crap and it's still $1, which one would you want? If you have a pot of gold and a pot of crap and they're both $1, which one would you want? I don't know how else to explain that. If there's other options at that price or lower and they're in better condition, which one would you have? Doesn't matter if it's a car, pot of gold, pot of crap, a pool, a phone, a computer. If it's a pot of gold versus a pot of crap, which one would you have? Which one would you buy? Because it gives good ROI. Yeah, good ROI, not excellent ROI. Your best ROI is a front door, not a roof. You should replace the roof because it's safety and it keeps leaks from going into your house and creating mold and mildew and infestation, right? What's your best ROI is a front door. I don't know why it is, but it is. It has been for years. Because you can do a lot of it yourself. Yes, I've redone all my bathrooms myself. Some of them are in not that great a shape, but they're done. I did the tile, I did the cabinets, I did the plumbing, I did the electrical. Everything is great, except for, I wish I did something differently on some of the tile. But that's, here nor there. Because you deserve to enjoy it before someone else does. There you go. You get the utility value out of your bathroom. Do it now. Prices are only going to continue to go up, right? You're going to pay $100 for a sink. Next week, it'll be worth $100 or cost you $120. Same thing with a counter. Everything's going up in cost. And enjoy it, right? Because it's easier than redoing your kitchen. Well, there you go. So absolutely. Enjoy doing these projects. You buy a house, hopefully you didn't pay a premium for it because you're smart. And then even if it's a brand new kitchen or brand new thing, you're going to want to tweak it and make it your own too, right? So if it's, white cabinets and you want to have a little gray or grayish or beige or taupe or some kind of color on it, you're going to paint it. Or if you have like the oil rub bronze handles and knobs on it, you're going to want, I want stainless steel or I want the new brass. You're going to put your touch on it. I get it, right? You're still going to want to redo it. So that's why people won't pay 100% ROI on a brand new kitchen or a bathroom. Okay, enough of that. What you get for $2 million. This is a 95119. This is Santa Teresa. And I sold not this exact house, but this exact floor plan a few years ago. And I rocked it out of the world. I think I got 1.845, I think it was. And this is during the firestorm. I knocked this thing out and I got a world record. Now this thing's like nothing because prices go up, right? 5-bedroom, 3 full bath. There's a master suite, not a master suite. There's a bedroom and a full bathroom downstairs. So really nice layout. Let's take a look at this where it is. It's right here. The one I sold was right here. So this one's on San Anselmo, which is a semi-filter street. So it's semi-busy. This one was on a court, and it was in great shape. Let's see this one right here. I love the driveway. I love the fact that they redid the, oh, no, they didn't redo the driveway. Did they? No, those are cracks, huh? Okay. See the front door. They redid the front door. They have older tile, wood flooring, and they updated their kitchen and they enjoyed it. This isn't brand new. This is 10, 15 year old kitchen, but it's updated and it's nice. It's newer than the original, so it's nice. It's well methodically taken care of. They have a nice wine fridge and a stovetop with storage underneath. That's nice. And a big, they're showing off all the storage. That's silly. Okay. I wouldn't do that. Not on the MLS. And then see, this is the original. This is the upstairs linen closet. And believe it or not, this one actually has 2 HVAC systems, one on the downstairs and one on the upstairs. That's the HVAC system upstairs. So that makes the house a little more efficient. If it's hot upstairs, you turn the AC on upstairs and it'll cool everything upstairs and it'll make it a little more efficient. The lights are a little bit dated, but you can see that they updated that's some funky looking shower there, but they updated the bathroom. That's nice. And you have a nice picture view of the Santa Teresa Hills, the hills that I go hike. And yeah, this was a pool. It looked like it was a pool at one time and they buried it. Good for them. And yep, Rancho San Antonio or Rancho Santa Teresa Swim and Racket Club. It's a fun little place. This is an HOA, but it's not an HOA. It's you're required to belong to the club. It's not anything else other than that. I think it's like $100, $200 a year. So it's nice. It's worth every penny on that one. Foxworthy Ave, what you get for $1 million. The reason why this one's expensive is because it's in Willow Glen, Cambrian area, right here. Not a great buy. I can tell you that right now. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,500 square feet. Not my listing. Out of $1 million. And the reason why it's so expensive is because it's on that busy. Well, it's near there, but everything's original on it. This is a fixer-upper. And yes, you can tear everything down. You can tear down the paneling. This is set up for a quick sale. Hopefully we'll see if this thing sells quick. See how long it's been on market. 6 days. So let's keep an eye on this one. But this one is a diamond in the rough. Doesn't even have floor plan. So shame on you, realtor dude. And then nothing else really going on. Inventory is stabilizing right now. We're seeing in Santa Clara, inventory is coming down because we're at the tail end of the summer. People are coming back into school. Now we're going into the second season of selling, which is September, October. You're going to see some houses go on market. We might get a bump in inventory, but we're also going to see a higher volume of homes go into sale because rates are coming down. And this is 12 Bay Area right here. And this is your Santa Clara County active number of versus months of inventory. So we're still at balance right there, but here you go. What is this one? This one just shot up. This is San Martin. Okay, that's small. There's probably like 3 houses for sale there. But everything else is down below the 6-month mark. It's very healthy. And this is the US average, just so you can see. Everything is below the US average except for that San Martin. So there you go. We're all coming into norm. Like I said, in the beginning of the summer, we're going to see numbers kind of go crazy. We're at the end of summer now, and this is where we are. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you out there.